In our earlier part of Satsang, we have been seeing Bhagawan Ramana Maharishi's Upadesha Undhiyaar. It contains all the Upadesha. Actually, the word Upadesha means the place which is very near, the place which is in proximity, very near. Which can be so near to one's intellect, because our whole existence is based on the intellectual perspective. That is mind. Basically, mind lives, satiates itself through our body and the objects of the cosmos. So, the intellect is the center of one human being's existence. So, intellect must be the center which can be near to that. What is that nearness means? Upadesha is actually the inner eye opens and the facts about the reality are being shown to that center, that intellectual center. That is what is Upadesha. One lives near the facts of reality or existence. What is the fact of existence? Here, only one alive intelligence throb is going on. There are no perspectives as time and space. Those perspectives of time and space are also in the minds of a human being only, not even in the animal kingdom. They don't go by time at all. They just live. They are alive. They are born. They exist. And they die. This is how basically the science of biological life has been going on. The only one being who has a perspective to look at is the human being. Human being's mind alone has the capacity in the form of thinking. He has the capacity to configure words, form sentences, logically, with reasoning. He lives by his mind and thoughts. Let us, for the time being, think that there are no religions, there are no scriptures, nothing. Let us go only by the scientific aspects of existence. The science of the so-called science, the physical sciences. Let us go by that. There are no religions at all. Nothing, no scriptures. can this intellect, which has been here throughout millennia, will arrive at a certain spot to realize the whole of the existence is nothing but a reflection. Complete manifestation is inert manifestation. That is what we have started with in the Bhagavan's first verse. The whole of the manifestation is inert, jada, mechanical. This is what in the first verse Bhagavan categorically declares. Let us see the verse. கண்மம் பயின்றரல் கர்த்தனது ஆணையால் கண்மம் கடவுளோ உந்தி பெற கண்மம் ஜடமதால் உந்தி பெற. He talks about karma. What is karma? Nothing but cause and effect chain. The whole of the existence, the so-called existence with regard to a human being's perspective. What is it made up of? Right from forces, energy, subatomic particles, atomic levels, and the gross manifestation, the physical universe, up to a giant star. Isn't it? This is a ceaseless flow of karmic activity, cause and effect activity, in a vicious circle, has been going on and will ever go on. It will continue to exist. This is how it exists. As we have been seeing in our earlier part, the human mind must be the grandest flowering that has taken place in this cosmos. Why do I say that it is the grandest flowering? Of the consciousness. What is consciousness? It is pure intelligence. It is a formless, timeless, invisible, intangible by any of our physical senses, a human being's senses, or human being's mind, beyond the apprehension of a human being's mind, the only consciousness. This consciousness in a human being, it is able to exist separately from the whole of the intelligence. Are not our thoughts appear uniquely in every one of us, happening, the thinking, the thought flow, the complexical way of reasoning, logical conclusions, determinations, expectations, projections, planning, all sorts of psychological actions by the mind. Do they not happen exclusively in a human being? We are, for the time being, keeping aside the religious perspective totally. We are looking at it in a scientifical way. Because Bhagavan, like a scientist of the mind and the beyond mind realms, he has given out these facts in the form of verses. Verses are nothing but formulas of the great seers, the scientists of the transcendent. They are also scientists, but they have done the science, the scientific research on the transcendent aspect of the phenomenal existence. What is this cosmos made up of? This cosmos is made up of mind and matter. Mind also, who perceives the existence of the mind in this cosmos? Only human beings. Up to the animal level, they are all driven by their instincts only. They are so conditioned, so mechanically they function. Mechanically they are so conditioned. They come and go ceaselessly. Right from atom, stone. That is what one saint in Tamil, Nayan Margal, Manikya Vasagar, he has sung like this. புல்லாகி பூடாகி புழுவாகி மரமாகி பல்விருட்சமாகி பறவையாய் பாம்பாய் கல்லாய் பேயாய் மனிதராய் வல்லசுரராய் தேவராய் முனிவராய் செல்லான் என்ற இத்தாவர ஜங்கமத்துள் எல்லா பிறப்பும் பிறந்தழைத்தேன் எம்பெருமான் மெய்யே உன் பொன்னடிகள் கண்டின்று வீடுற்றேன். I underwent all transmigratory levels of existence. I was in the stone, I was in a herb, I was in the tree, I was in a bird, I lived as a bird. Like that, I underwent so many transmigrational levels, so many transformations in my forms I underwent, and at last I have arrived at your golden feet. This is what this saint has sung in that verse. It is called Shiva Puranam. Shiva Puranam. In the same way, we are not taking things just like that. We are actually looking at it very closely. What are we looking at? We are looking at our own mind. We are looking at our own intellect. Which can be very near. The intellect is the most nearest, or it is the very center of a human being's existence. In this verse, Bhagawan, all the actions are preordained. It is ordained by the Lord. That is what he says. Simply he says, Kartanadu Aanayal. Who is that Karta? Karmam Paindaral Kartanadu Aanayal. Karta, he declares that only that God alone is the Karta. God is not a person, a separate being. It is godliness. In Tamil they use the word Kadavul. Ulkada. You transcend the complete inner psyche. That is what they mean by this word Ulkada, Kadavul. Kadavul means God. Ulkada. Transcend your own psyche. That is what is the heart. That is the place of heart.